Ryan Reynolds just said the words every Marvel fan has been waiting to hear since the credits rolled on Deadpool and Wolverine. And what he revealed about the future of the Merc with a mouth in the MCU is going to change everything we thought we knew about Phase 6 and beyond. But here's what nobody's talking about. What he said, and what he didn't say, might be even more important than the confirmation itself. Let's set the stage. It's been months since Deadpool and Wolverine shattered box office records, becoming the highest-grossing R-rated film of all time. Fans have been relentless, flooding social media with one question: when is Deadpool coming back? Ryan Reynolds, master of the carefully crafted tease, has been dancing around the question for months. Every interview, every red carpet appearance, every cryptic social media post, analyzed frame by a fan base that's learned to read between his very sarcastic lines. And then, it happened. In recent statements, Ryan Reynolds addressed the question everyone's been asking: is Deadpool coming back? The answer, delivered in classic Reynolds fashion, was carefully worded but unmistakable. Yes, there will be another Deadpool film. Eventually. Remotely. Now those last two words, they're doing some heavy lifting. And we need to talk about what they actually mean for the future of the MCU. Eventually, remotely another Deadpool film. Let's break this down, because in classic Ryan Reynolds fashion, this isn't just a confirmation. It's a carefully worded promise that reveals as much by what it doesn't say as what it does. First, eventually. Not soon. Not in development. Eventually. That's a timeline word that could mean 2 years or 5 years. In Marvel terms, that could be Phase 6, Phase 7, or beyond. Kevin Feige has the MCU mapped out through the early 2030s. Eventually gives them all the room they need. Second, remotely. This is the interesting one. Remotely could mean he's being humble, downplaying the certainty. Or, and this is where it gets fascinating, it could mean Deadpool's next appearance might not be what we expect. Not a solo film. Not immediately. Maybe a team-up. Maybe a cameo that builds to something bigger. And third, another Deadpool film. Not Deadpool 4. Not the next adventure. Another film. Singular. One more, at least. But the phrasing leaves the door open for interpretation. Is this the last ride? The beginning of a new trilogy? A handoff to a new character? But here's what makes this confirmation land differently than any other MCU announcement. Ryan Reynolds has earned something most actors never get in the superhero genre: trust. Think about Deadpool's journey to this moment. This wasn't a character handed to an actor by a studio. This was a passion project that Ryan Reynolds fought for across 2 studios, a leaked test footage controversy, and years of Hollywood telling him it would never work. Then Deadpool made $782 million worldwide on a $58 million budget. The sequel made $785 million. And Deadpool and Wolverine, the one that finally brought the character into the MCU proper, crossed $1.3 billion globally. But more than the box office, these films did something most superhero movies don't. They kept getting better. The character didn't get watered down. The edge didn't get sanded off. The R rating stayed. When Disney acquired Fox, every single person wondered the same thing. Would Marvel sanitize Deadpool to fit the family-friendly MCU brand? They didn't. Deadpool and Wolverine proved that beyond any doubt. The film maintained the hard R rating, the irreverent humor, the violence and profanity that made the character work. Marvel didn't ask Reynolds to compromise, and audiences rewarded that decision by making it one of the highest-grossing films of the year. And that's why this confirmation matters so much. Because Ryan Reynolds didn't just get to bring Deadpool into the MCU. He proved you could do it without compromise. He proved audiences would show up in record numbers for an R-rated superhero film in a post-Endgame landscape where superhero fatigue was supposedly setting in. He proved the exception could become the rule. So where does Deadpool go from here? The MCU is in a fascinating position right now. Phase 5 is building toward Avengers, the Kang Dynasty and Avengers, Secret Wars. 2 films that are supposed to bring together every corner of the multiverse for the biggest crossover event in franchise history. Deadpool's already in the sandbox. The question is, what does he do next? Option 1. Deadpool 4 as a solo adventure, separate from the main Avengers storyline. Keep him in his own corner of the MCU, doing his own thing, occasionally bumping into the broader universe, but not getting tangled up in the multiversal mythology. It's safe. It's proven. It works. Option 2. Deadpool becomes a key player in the next Avengers saga. Imagine Wade Wilson as the wild card in a story full of gods, sorcerers, and multiversal variants. The tonal chaos alone would be worth the price of admission. But it's risky. How do you balance Deadpool's meta-humor with the dramatic stakes of a universe-ending threat? Option 3, and this is the dark horse. Deadpool becomes the bridge between the old Fox universe and the new MCU reality. Secret Wars in the comics literally rebuilds reality. What if Deadpool is the one character who remembers both? What if he's the guide through the transition, the voice that acknowledges what was lost and what's being built? That last option? It would be the most Ryan Reynolds move possible, making Deadpool the emotional center of the MCU's biggest event by being the only one who can joke about it while also genuinely caring. But here's the thing. None of these options happen unless Ryan Reynolds wants them to. This isn't just about one more Deadpool movie. This is about what Ryan Reynolds has done to change the game for actors in the MCU. Think about the way Marvel typically operates. Actors sign multi-picture deals. They show up when called. They say their lines, hit their marks, and trust that Kevin Feige knows where the story is going. It's a machine, and it works. But Ryan Reynolds negotiated something different. He's not just an actor playing a role. He's a producer, a creative partner, a voice at the table when decisions get made. When he says there's, eventually, remotely another Deadpool film, he's not speculating. He's telling us what he's already planning with Marvel. That level of control is rare. Robert Downey Jr. earned it over a decade of building Tony Stark. Ryan Reynolds got it by proving Deadpool could work on his terms. And now, other actors are going to want the same deal. This is the ripple effect nobody's talking about. If Deadpool keeps succeeding, if the next film, whenever it comes, delivers on the promise of this confirmation, it proves that Marvel can make room for strong creative voices who don't just serve the machine, but shape it. That changes everything. So let's talk about what we don't know. Because Ryan Reynolds confirmed a return, but he left a lot of questions unanswered. Question 1. When? Eventually could mean 2026, 2027, or beyond. Marvel's current slate is packed through 2027, with slots already filled or rumored for Spider-Man 4, the new Avengers films, Fantastic Four, and more. Where does Deadpool fit? Does he get his own release date? Or does he show up in someone else's movie first? Question 2. Who's with him? Deadpool and Wolverine worked because of the dynamic between Wade Wilson and Logan. Hugh Jackman has said that film was his final time as Wolverine. So who's the co-star this time? Does Deadpool finally interact with the main Avengers roster? Does he meet Spider-Man, the character fans have been begging to see him alongside? Or does Marvel introduce someone new from the Fox archives? Question 3. What's the story? Ryan Reynolds and his writing team, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, have kept the Deadpool films feeling fresh by constantly evolving what the character cares about. The first film was a revenge story. The second was about family. The third was about legacy. What's the emotional core of the fourth? And here's the biggest question. Is this part of a long-term plan, or is Marvel making it up as they go? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Marvel's post-Endgame era has been messy. Not bad, messy. Projects have been delayed, reworked, and shuffled. The Kong storyline is in flux after real-world events complicated the plan. Disney's pushing for fewer, higher-quality releases instead of the content overflow of Phase 4. In that landscape, Deadpool is a lifeline, a guaranteed hit, a character who can absorb chaos and turn it into comedy. Maybe, eventually, remotely another film isn't vague, maybe it's honest. Maybe Marvel's still figuring out where he fits, and Ryan Reynolds is being upfront about that. If that's the case, it might be the most refreshing thing any Marvel actor has said in years. Let's be real, fans aren't going to be patient forever. The response to Ryan Reynolds' confirmation was immediate. Social media exploded. Fan theories started flying. The hype machine kicked into overdrive. But underneath the excitement, there's an edge of impatience. Because Marvel's asked fans to wait before. Wait for the Young Avengers to assemble. Wait for the Fantastic Four to finally debut. Wait for the X-Men to be properly introduced. Wait for the payoff to storylines that started years ago. And sometimes, the wait has been worth it. Sometimes, it hasn't. Deadpool is different, though. This is a character who's already proven himself 3 times over. Fans aren't waiting to see if it'll work. They're waiting to see what's next. The risk for Marvel is this. If they wait too long, if eventually starts to feel like never, the goodwill fades. Ryan Reynolds understands this. He's been vocal about wanting to get it right rather than rushing it. He's talked about needing the story to matter, needing the creative team to be aligned, needing the script to earn the audience's time. But he's also a showman. He knows how to keep people invested, how to tease without frustrating, how to make the wait feel like part of the journey. So the question is, how long is too long? Here's what we know for certain. Ryan Reynolds is coming back as Deadpool. There will be another film. And when it happens, it'll be because everyone involved believes it can live up to what came before. But let's zoom out for a second. Because this isn't just about one character or one actor. This is about the state of superhero films in 2025 and beyond. The genre is at a crossroads. Audiences are more selective. Box office numbers are less predictable. The guaranteed hit doesn't exist anymore, except for a few exceptions. Deadpool is one of those exceptions. And Marvel knows it. That's why this confirmation matters. Not just because fans will get more Deadpool, but because it signals that Marvel's willing to let the character exist on his own terms. They're not forcing him into a formula. They're not trying to make him fit where he doesn't belong. They're trusting Ryan Reynolds to do what he's always done. Make it work by refusing to play by the rules. And if there's one thing Deadpool has taught us over 3 films, it's that sometimes breaking the rules is exactly how you win. Ryan Reynolds confirmed he's returning as Deadpool. Eventually, remotely, another film is coming. It's not a detailed roadmap. It's not a release date or a plot synopsis. It's a promise that the story isn't over. For some fans, that'll be enough. For others, it'll be the beginning of an agonizing wait filled with speculation, theories, and desperate hope for any scrap of new information. But here's the thing about Deadpool. The wait has always been part of the journey. From leaked test footage to a record-breaking franchise, nothing about this character's path has been easy or predictable. So why would the next chapter be any different? The Merc with a mouth is coming back. And when he does, you can bet it'll be maximum effort. Thanks for watching Edge of Entertainment. Hit that subscribe button because we'll be breaking down every update, every tease, and every development as more news drops. This story isn't over. It's just getting started.